Hi there, Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Mandalorian Shriek-Hawk Special Action Figure Set. Now, this is something that we haven't seen in the line for quite a long time. I'm trying to think back to the last time that we got one of these special action figure sets in this style, where you've got the window and the loose figures. And I'm kind of thinking that it was the Cave of Evil set with Luke Skywalker, Yoda and Darth Vader. There may have been one released after that I'm forgetting, but I'm pretty sure that was the last one. They've been moving towards those white Army Builder 4-packs for loose figures, or those 3 or 4 carded figure sets such as the Skiff Guard set that we got. I'm very happy for them to go back to this style of set. I've always enjoyed them. I pretty much own all of them in TVC, right going back to TVC 1.0, where they released a fair amount of them in actual fact. And back in those days, they were actually based on the original Kenner ones with the sort of same figure or character lineup inside them. Now, if you're currently wondering about the size of this pack, because it is the first time that we've got one of this particular size, it does contain 4 figures and a bunch of accessories. I do have one of the original TVC 1.0 ones to line up next to it. We'll just get Bossk out the way there. So you can just see there that it is a lot wider. And I had a quick look, and I think it's basically the same height, but half as wide again. And there you can see that was the villain set with Vader, the Stormtrooper and the Death Squad Commander from TVC 1.0. And these tended to be like Target exclusives. This particular one is an Amazon exclusive. This arrived from Amazon US in record time. I couldn't believe how quickly this arrived. It came in a brown shipper box, and it seems to have arrived in pretty good shape. But I'm not really too concerned about the packaging, because I'm going to be opening this one and reviewing all of the figures anyway. But in terms of the packaging, for the people that do like that, let's take a look at that very quickly. I do apologise for the glare. So very much like the Cave of Evil set, they've gone for the multi-language on there, whereas, as I said, on previous versions, you could get both. So you could actually get this set with the multi-language and with the one language on there. These ones are only coming with the double language. You've got the Mandalorian logo there. There's all of the Mandalorian Shriek-Hawks inside that big bubble there. On the sides of the box, there isn't anything of any note apart from more extra languages, and on the same on the other side as well. But it's the back that's really impressive. There you go. There's all of the Shriek-Hawk characters from that episode in Mandalorian Season 3. And I would imagine that these guys are going to go pretty well with our Mandalorian judge that we have here. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later on. But that's the packaging for you. Not really too much else to say about it. I know a lot of people will like to keep this in the pack and collect them as they are, but we're going to be opening this one up and checking out the figures. Alright, in case you're wondering, you just open the box from the side, and then this piece slides out, and it's just an extra large bubble there which we need to remove from the card. If at all after watching this review you are interested in ordering this, it is available still on Amazon.com. I will leave a link in the description below, and if you happen to use that link, it does help out the channel. So thank you so much in advance if you manage to do that. Alright then, so here they are out of the packaging, the Mandalorian Shriek-Hawk 4-pack. And let's start with stating the obvious to begin with. There is a fair amount of reuse within this set. Of course there is. We've got 4 Mandalorians. They're going to be sharing some tooling. However, there are some parts of these figures which are new. Now, I can't really go through every single part of these Mandalorians by comparing them to previous ones that we've got, because I just don't have the time, if I'm honest. But I can just tell by looking at them. For example, on the female character, we've got the neck chief there. That looks to be new. We've got the sort of karma that comes down the front there. That looks to be new. This guy has a new plastic karma, and maybe some of the belts as well. In terms of this one here, I'm not too sure if I've seen that one before, where the blaster is sort of on its side. So although there is a lot of reuse within this set, there is also a fair amount of new as well. And there's plenty of positives to talk about with this set. First and foremost, I think they look absolutely awesome. I think they look really, really good. They're going to look great with all the other Mandalorians that we have. Of course, many people are probably feeling a little bit Mandalorian out at the moment, because we have had a lot. But in terms of this set, you know, there's a lot to like. Every single one of them has a working rangefinder, including this guy here with the small rangefinder. And they are accurate to the source material. If you look at the back of the box when you get it in hand, each one of these, in terms of their paint scheme and their helmet style, do look like they are from the source material. I can't really tell too much from below the waist because you can't see the picture. I'd have to go back and re-watch the episode. But in terms of from the waist up, they look pretty accurate to me. If I was going to say one criticism about this set is the lack of sort of weathering on the figures. They all look very, very clean. They don't really have any battle damage to speak of. And as I said, in general, the paint schemes look a bit sort of too clean for my liking. But that is the only real negative that I can say about this, apart from maybe that in the image, all 4 of the Mandalorians are actually holding this rifle here. But in this set, you only get the one of that style rifle, which is a bit of a shame. You do get 4 knives, and some of those are different from one another. And you also get 4 blaster pistols. 3 of them are the same for the males, and the female blaster is ever so slightly different as well. Of course, that's the one that you would get with the Bo-Katan figure and the Koska Reeves and things like that. But just looking at them like that setup, I really do like them. I'm loving the colour schemes. And now we'll take a closer up look at each one to look at the details. Okay then, so first up we'll take a look at what looks to be the squad leader, and you can see the paint applications on his helmet there. Really, really cool. He's got that stripe down, and he also has a working rangefinder. The paint applications have been applied really well. Doesn't seem to be any overspill there or overspray. And I'm liking the silver on there as well. That is really reflective. You can see he has the logo on his shoulder pad there, which are a soft vinyl plastic once again attached to the shoulder, so it doesn't hinder the articulation. Nothing on that one, but that one's painted green. And then he's got the same green and blue on his torso armor there with a different blue. He has like a mustard color on his gauntlet with a tan color on that one. There's the plastic Karma. It's a soft vinyl plastic attached to the belt with the holster and mini blaster in there. You can just see the back of the figure there. It looks like it's got some sculpted in battle damage and weathering at the ends of there, so give it a bit of texture. You can see the armor on his legs there. I would imagine many of these share the same legs, and you know, it's things like the belts and the holsters which make the figures different. Of course, the helmets seem to be a little bit different as well, but he's pretty cool. As I said, I think he is more than likely the squad leader, but really, really cool figure. All right, so next up we'll look at the second male Mandalorian here, and you can see his helmet style there. He doesn't have the silver, he has more of like a dark paint apps on the front visor, and his rangefinder also moves. Again, he has a stripe down the helmet there. Same logo obviously on his shoulder armor, and they've gone for like a blue and like burgundy color on his chest plate there. We've got some tan on the other shoulder, like mustard yellow on his gauntlet. We've got a silver gauntlet here. Again, slightly different belt. Legs and the armor on the legs do look to be pretty much the same, if not exactly the same. But he's a pretty cool figure as well. You can see he's got his knife there. I will show you all the different accessories in terms of the knives all together at the end. And there's his jetpack there. All of the jetpacks are removable, of course, and they do all share that half moon, apart from the female Mandalorian, which we'll get to in a second. She does not have that. It's a different connector, but that goes into the back quite nicely. So all in all, he looks pretty cool. All right, so next up we have the Mandalorian with the short rangefinder there, but not only that, he has different chest armor than the other two as well. Let me just bring in one of the others. You can see that it is completely different. Different tooling, different style, and this one's all a burgundy color. This one reminds me a little bit of the Mandalorian Judge in terms of his color scheme anyway. You've got the green shoulder pad there, and this time he has the emblem on his other shoulder. So just showing you all the different colors of these guys. Again, this one I think might be my favorite. I think he looks pretty cool. Once again, he comes with a knife and a blaster, and he has that sort of sideways holster there on his belt, which is pretty cool. This one has a blue jetpack with a green stripe down the center. Also, I did notice that these are not able to house those rocket effects if you have any of those. These are not hollowed out like some of the other jetpacks that we have, but still, he is a cool looking figure. Next up, we have the only female Mandalorian that you get in the set. She's still in that pose that I put her in, so I'll just straighten her out a bit, and we'll go through the articulation of the figures in a second as well. But there she is holding her mini blaster, and obviously that can be stowed away in the holster on the side. She does have this soft vinyl plastic draping at the front and at the back. Again, soft enough that it's not going to get in the way of any of the articulation. And of course, this figure is based on the Bo-Katan sculpt, but she does come with that extra piece there around her neck, which is pretty cool. It's like a sort of necktie around there. And there's her mini rocket pack on the back. And when we take that off, you'll see that that has a different connector. It's more of a rectangle with one of the corners chopped off. So that goes into her back like so. And once again, working rangefinder. All of these are helmets without heads inside. So it's very much like the Bo-Katan figure and the Koskari figures in that it has a swappable head if you were to get a head with this. But of course, we don't know what the young lady looks like underneath this particular helmet. There's the neck chief, which is a removable piece. And that just hangs over the neck like that. And then we can put the helmet back on. Like so. Now, amazingly, all 4 of the knife accessories are different from one another. You can see on the left-hand side, we've got the female blade there, and then the other 3, you know, if you mix those up, you'd forget which one came with who, but they are all ever so slightly different. There's no paint applications whatsoever on them. They are just literally bits of silver plastic or grey plastic, and, you know, they are a bit bendy as well, but, you know, that's to be expected, really. They are very small. And here we have the one and only larger rifle that you get with the set. As I said, that is a little bit annoying considering all 4 in the image are holding these. It is just a one colour piece of plastic. It's just a grey piece of plastic. Basically, it is a little bit bendy, and it is a little bit annoying trying to get the figure to actually hold this with his hands. His hands are a little bit gummy themselves, and to hold it with that weird sort of guard on the handle there, you know, is a little bit difficult. It does fall out of his hands in certain poses. But in terms of articulation, I'm really happy with the figures. We're going to get to that now just to show you how good they are. Especially the knees on these guys, absolutely fantastic. All right, so all of them have the double barbell on the head, loads of range of motion on there. You saw the working rangefinder, even on the small one there. They have the ball hinged shoulders, which go all the way around. We have hinges at the elbows, which go a little past 90, hinges and swivel at the wrists, ball joint on the torso, barbell hips, swivel cut at the thigh, amazing knee joints, and rocker ankles. Absolutely fantastic. All right then, guys, so here they all are again. This is the Mandalorian Shriek-Hawk 4-pack, and I've put the Mandalorian Judge there just to add an extra bit of colour. But of course, we've got plenty of other characters that can go with these. We've got the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian Paz Vizsla, we've got Bo-Katan, we've got the Mandalorian himself, and plenty of others that we can have with these. So the Armourer, for example. So all is looking good. I'm enjoying these. As I said, one slight criticism is that they could have done with a tiny bit of weathering on some of those paint schemes. You know, they do look a little bit clean, but apart from that, I think they look absolutely awesome. Lots of colour, very, very vibrant, and I do think they're going to look good on the shelf. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members for the extra support. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.